Okay, I just want to do a short book review of this book I just finished up. It was written back in 1964. The setting takes place right after World War II at about 1946. And it pretty much is a story that the setting was in Afghanistan. And it's an amazing read. I highly recommend it. There's a lot that you learn about the barbaric nature of the people of Afghanistan. Let me start out. Okay, the main character was a white Jew who was American, and he was a diplomat in Afghanistan. He had many duties. He cavorted with a lot of other diplomats from other countries, and he got this assignment, which really led to the whole story of where he had to find a woman named Ellen, and she's a white lady who is American, and she just she married an Afghanistan man, but then she disappeared, and Miller is the white guy's last name. Miller was assigned to locate her, and he was given all kinds of clues. In between trying to find her, we're taught a lot about the culture of the country, where they back then he said, okay, the author said this was written for 1946 and things have changed. He said they were cutting off hands. Okay, our characters witnessed people getting their hands cut off, people getting stoned to death, women without they're called like chadaris, getting rocks, stone, things thrown at them, attacked because they were covering their head, and this is by a primitive group of people. I don't have the primitive groups of people's names or anything. There's a lot of description in the back, and it's a very brutal behind the times. And even if they tried to catch up, in times the environment, the climate was so brutal, volatile. German engineers would go there to try to build bridges, or even Russian engineers, and the rivers would just wipe out the bridges because they weren't strong enough. They were strong enough for Germany, these bridges, but they weren't strong enough for the huge floods that occur in Afghanistan. And the author is trying to say that this brutality is getting better. The Russians are putting money into infrastructure, and so are the Americans. But that's not true. He wrote this once again in '64, and he's trying to say things are improving since World War II, but things really haven't. We're still, I mean, on the internet, I've seen, even not on the internet, on Faces of Death, I've seen people getting their hands cut off. I've seen video of people getting stoned to death, and this is on video, not in the '60s, okay? Things haven't really changed that much, but the author wants to paint it in a nice light that things have. But as we know today, that it's not changed. I mean, we even waged a war there ourselves in Afghanistan. But he really paints an accurate picture of what Afghanistan is like in a lot of ways. He's just trying to put some rose-colored glasses on improvements, which never really came about since the writing of this book. You'll find a lot of love stories in here. He falls in love with a beautiful, like the title of the story is Caravan, and that occurs maybe like the last portion of the book. He actually engages in a caravan and falls in love with a little Chadari girl, a little girl on the caravan, and he finds the white lady, and all kinds of interesting things occur. One thing that really stands out for me is how they talk about how Genghis Khan took over the area. I mean, we're talking about, you know, he's teaching us a lot. And this isn't in regular conversations between him and the Afghanis in this. There is in Herat, apparently there's this tower of dead people, of skulls now, that was, it's about a couple stories high. And Genghis Khan just piled bodies and made a tower out of these bodies in Herat. So that's something that's interesting to me. There's a German doctor who is on the run from World War II, and Stiglitz is his name, and he did experiment on some Jews there, and yeah, he escaped to Afghanistan, illegally crossing borders and stuff. And I mean, this is all right after the war, so there's a lot of that tension. Just amazing detail. This author actually was in Afghanistan like at least 10 times. He says in the end of his book, when he starts going over more facts, just like in pronunciations and stuff like that. So he knows a lot about the culture. He's visited places that these caravans have been that only caravans can go to, kind of before airplanes really took over flying the areas. But yeah, it's an amazing book about traveling and just the culture of Afghanistan. It's very revealing. You'll see that in 1946, it's not that much different than it is today. You can partly blame the environment on that. So that's it.